Petra Hilleberg. I'm sitting here with my dad, Bo Hilleberg, and we're talking about tents. So we're sitting here in the Staika outer tent. So over the past few years, or quite a few years, there's been a lot of talk about silicone fabrics and siliconized fabrics, silicone coated fabrics. But we've had the silicone coated fabric for a long time. Do you want to tell a story that how did that come about, and how did you find it, and when was it?
It was in the 70s, and we used the normal fabric with polyurethane coating on. And then once they sent us a sample of a fabric where they said, we will try a new coating to make the fabric waterproof. So we got this, and I looked at it and it looked good. And then I intended to cut it in two pieces because we wanted to make some samples out of it. And when I cut it, as I normally did with the fabric, and should pull it, it didn't work. It was so strong. I was very, very surprised because they hadn't said anything about that. So I phoned their representative in Sweden and asked them, what fabric have you got? Because it's so strong. No, it's the same fabric as other. It's only another coating. But it is stronger. No, it shouldn't be. So I sent him a sample of this, and it was so. They had just used silicone for coating and didn't realize that the silicone made the fabric much stronger. At that time, a normal fabric had the tear strength, so you must make two cuts in it and you pull. A normal tear strength was about 2 kilo, and this one we had got, it was 8-9 kilo. It was about 4 times so strong. And they were so surprised as I was. But of course I got very, very interested in this fabric.
So that was a happy accident.
Oh, yeah.
So that was the early Carillon fabric then, that you named it?
Yes. And we went on using this, and by the time it got better and better, and for many years we were nearly the only who used this type of fabric. But it's an expensive fabric, and it's more difficult to coat a fabric with silicone than with, for example, with polyurethane.
Right. So this Staika now has the Carillon 1800 kilos. Yes. So it's basically the same, very similar fabric, but just even better now.
I think the first one was the polyester fabric. Now it's high tenacity ripstop nylon, much lighter than that fabric, but still much stronger. That fabric was 8 kilo, and now we have 18 kilo tear strength on this one.
Yeah. So this fabric obviously makes the tent expensive. Why is it so important to have that high tear strength?
The important thing is there that if something happens to the fabric, for example, if you are climbing, you are using ice axes, crampons. If you get a cut in it, or it's a storm and there's a stone laying against it, you get a hole here. If you have a low tear strength, for example, 2.5 kilo, there's the big risk that it rips and the whole tent will rip up. If you have, as we have done, 18 kilo here, the what do you call it? The security level is much higher.
And then also for longevity, right? Any fabric is going to deteriorate over time. So if you start at a tear strength that is about 2 kilos, or you start at 18 kilos, that time of deterioration, you're going to have a much longer lifespan on that tent. Absolutely.
I mean, if it's 50% less tear strength in this fabric, it's still 9 kilo. Yeah. If it's on a normal fabric where you started with 2 kilo, it's 1, and that's nearly the tear strength of a good magazine paper.
Yeah.